Hello, Facebook, and welcome to my Friday Live. I'm Sarah Chatello. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to be showing you three cards I've made with the Berry Blessings stamp set and the Berry Delightful Designer Series paper. And those are free celebration items that you can earn by putting in a $100 order in my Stampin' Up! Online store. I have three cards here, and I actually did a blog post about them today. We're going to be making this one for the video, but these are the other two. This is Enrich Razzleberry. They're raspberries or blackberries or what, I don't know what to call them. And this one is in Pacific Point, the blueberries. I know what those are. And this strawberry card is the one we're going to be making today. All the details will be on my blog. Hello, Wendy. How are you? So happy you could join us today. And sorry, I'm still trying to figure out an easy way to pull up my comments without having to look at my phone. So just give me 1 second and we will get started on making this card. I did want to mention that celebration is only on for 9 more days. You have 9 more days to earn those great free products. Let's see if this will work. There we go. It worked. All right. So like I said, all the measurements and everything for these cards will be on my blog. Hi, Colleen. And the blog is in the description of this video. So to get started, you will need a piece of Poppy Parade. That's the color we're using for this card today. And this measures at 8.5 by 5.5 and is scored at 4 1/4. And then I cut the DSP a 1/4 inch shorter to go to mat with it, and it is 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Then you'll need a piece for the inside. I always put it inside on my card. You could write on that. I just like how it looks. This is also 5 1/4 by 4. And then I used a stitched rectangle from the Stitch Shapes dies, or it's not a rectangle, I'm sorry, it's a square, from the Stitched Shapes dies to cut out my square. But I started with a piece that was 3 by 3. And then when you die cut it, it will cut around and it puts in that really cool stitching. And then so I cut my DSP here from the Berry Delightful Designer Series paper to be 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. And then a little strip for the inside that is 4 by 1/2 inch. This card actually has very little stamping, but we're going to do that first. So I just have a scrap piece of basic white and the Happy Thoughts stamp set from the January to June mini catalog. And I really like this stamp set. This is a $1 million stamp set from, I can't say her last name, but from Jackie, who is also a demonstrator in Michigan. I love watching her videos. But this has some really great sentiments in it. It's a good one just to add to your collection if you're just getting started. We're going to go ahead and use the thank you from that. And my Poppy Parade ink. Let's ink that up. And I just re-inked my Poppy Parade, so I'm hoping this isn't too dark. Yep, that looks good. And that's all the stamping, you guys. Like, there's literally, the DSP does all the work of this card. That is all the stamping I'm going to do. And this is the Timeless Label Punch. And that was the great thing about that stamp set, too, is all the sentiments fit into our punches. Well, some of our punches. I shouldn't say all of our punches, but they do. That's the Timeless Label Punch. And then let's just put this, I'm going to clean my stamp quick because, you know, I will put my finger in it and get ink everywhere. Let me just clean that off. Hi, Tara. See, you're on. And Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Well, let's go ahead and put our first piece on. It looks like I might run out of seal on my Facebook Live, which is good because then I can show you how easy it is to put a refill in. I'm just gonna layer that. And then we can layer our strawberries onto our square. I just think the stitching on those stitch shapes dies is really neat. It's just a really hard thing to say, stitch shapes. And then I also used a bit of the polka dot tulle ribbon. I love this ribbon too because you can color it if you have blends and make it any color you want, but there is Whisper White in our project, so I decided not to color it today. So I'm going to do my little ribbon trick where I cut just about everything I need, and then I take Scotch tape to seal it to the back. Some people use snail, some people, or others, adhesives. I just find this is easier because I don't stick my project down to my workspace. Because with thin ribbon like that, if I put a glue dot or anything like that there and put it back down to my table, I could stick it. So I don't want to do that. And then I just did what I call a faux knot. So you slide, excuse me, you slide the ribbon underneath. Try to get my fingers out of the way and just tie a knot. And then what I do is I angle my scissors to kind of cut on an angle of the ribbon. Now it's hard to see, so bring it up. And then you just have a little faux knot. And the reason it's a faux is because it looks kind of like a bow, but I didn't do a whole bow. So that part's done. And I need some Stampin' Dimensionals, because this I popped up. And this card is super quick today, but these are thank yous I'm doing as customer thank yous. And if you have quite a few cards to do, you want a quick card sometimes. So these, you could switch out the sentiment and make these birthday cards. You could make them congratulation cards, whatever kind of card you need. You can switch the sentiments out and use it. I just put that up towards the top a little. Stick that down. We're done with the scissors and the black. And then for our greeting here, I did put a basic rhinestone jewel, or rhinestone basic jewel. And this comes with 3 sizes. There's a large, a medium, and a small. I am out of the large ones, as you can see, so we're going to use a medium so I don't have to open a new pack for one card. And then this also got popped up with a couple of dimensionals. So I made my 3 cards last week, and I think it took me maybe 15 to 20 minutes to make all 3. And like I said, the DSP really does all the work. And I forgot to mention too that this paper is actually the opposite side of this. So I only used 1 sheet of paper for this whole card. And then I kind of centered that there off to the right a little bit. And then we're just going to do our inside. And I like to decorate the insides of my cards. So because this is very little stamping, I decided to just cut a 1/2 inch strip of the Designer Series paper. And I do this quite often, especially when I'm using a set that maybe doesn't have a lot of images or it has complicated images. And you just line that up. And now the inside of your card is decorated too. And maybe I won't run out of seal, so I'll have to show you that in my next live, which is tomorrow in my VIP group. So if you are a part of the VIP group, be sure to watch tomorrow at 11, and I will be previewing next week's projects. And that is it for this card. So like I said, I will be live in my VIP group tomorrow at 11. It is the Sassy Paper Crafters VIP group. If you search for it on Facebook, I'll also put a link here below. And I will see you guys here on this Facebook page next week. Have a good day.